The other day I was linked to a post on Gamerghazi. For those of you not already familiar, Gamerghazi is a place where neo-Nazis, rape apologists, racists, criminals and abusers go to discuss and organize campaigns of harassment and censorship and conspire to cheat good honest people out of their livelihoods when they're not busy redistributing child pornography. The post in question was this: a brief list of corruption scandals that Gamergate has neglected to be sufficiently outraged about. Let's take a closer look. First is the Shadow of Mordor paid branding deal that was offered to video game YouTubers. This story was not concerned with journalists and was also broken by Total Biscuit, a notable Gamergate supporter. Second is an article revealing marketing links between firearms manufacturers and video game developers. There is nothing unethical about this issue. I would like to point out too that the article itself states there have been no studies that have found a connection between video games and gun violence. Next up is an article about the interest the United States government has taken in video games. This is again a matter that doesn't concern video game journalism, video game journalists, or even something that can be conclusively shown to be a breach of any ethical guidelines. I'm not sure what this entry is doing on a list of corruption scandals. Here is where things get interesting though, as we're treated to the revelation that Alexander Macris of The Escapist has been financially supporting the creative projects of James Desborough, a game developer they interviewed for his opinion on the Gamergate controversy. To The Escapist's credit, they have already redacted the Desborough interview. There is also another reveal of unethical behavior by The Escapist. For their board game holiday buyer's guide published in the year of 2011, they included a game created by the founders of The Escapist itself. While somewhat belated, this has been reported to The Escapist as a breach of their policies. At the time of making this video, The Escapist has not responded to these complaints. This information is very important, as it's impossible to hold publications to a higher standard if their misdeeds aren't known, and we are grateful for Gamerghazi for bringing these incidents to light. The list concludes with 3 examples of gaming journalism scandals that predate Gamergate by up to a decade, all of which have already been thoroughly documented and generated significant uproar in the video game community when they became known. There is an addendum too that seems to be intended to attack the character of several supposed Gamergate supporters. Seeing InfoWars listed as a prominent Gamergate supporter makes it very hard for me to take any of this seriously, but I would like to make a point here for Gamerghazi that it doesn't matter what your personal opinions are on subjects that are unrelated to journalistic corruption. If you care about video games and you don't want the people writing about video games to either be in bed with or to be financially supporting their subjects, then you're a Gamergate supporter. I consider most of you to be utterly reprehensible and morally bankrupt, but it's clear that you are impassioned about matters of corruption in our media, and so I'm very happy to hold the door open for you and say, welcome to Gamergate.